Joining us, I'm Caitlin Alexander. History made today as Speaker of the House Kevin McCarthy announces a formal impeachment inquiry against President Joe Biden. Let's bring in KTTC's Washington correspondent Molly Martinez. Molly, talking the impeachment inquiry, what are the allegations here?
Hey, Caitlin, good to see you. So the allegations that House Republicans are bringing forth are that the president potentially enriched himself through the international business dealings of his son Hunter. It's worth noting that there has been no evidence of this, but the point is to get unsealed documents, is to get financial records. They really want to gather information to see if any of these claims is true.
And Molly, also in Washington, a historic court case, Google facing a bench trial for anti-competitive business practices. What can you tell us there?
This is a big one because it really affects us all. Google has 90% of the market share when it comes to searches, and so they want to make sure that they're not violating any antitrust or monopoly laws. So what they're looking into is whether or not Google is a good steward of our information. They have every single thing we've ever Googled, and they keep that and they store that information. And they're also accusing them of sort of tamping down competition and keeping it in the dark to maintain their monopoly status. Now, the CEO of Google, Sundar Pichai, says that Google is meant to organize the world's information and make it universally accessible and useful, but prosecutors say that there could be something more sinister going on, so a judge will decide that in this upcoming bench trial.
Washington correspondent Molly Martinez with that report tonight. Molly, thank you. Heading outdoors now for a quick check on the weather. Meteorologist Sarah Gannon is live on the weather patio for us today. Sarah, nice, sunny, but that quick little rainstorm in the middle of the afternoon.
Yeah, hey there, Caitlin. I think that rain was a welcome sight for many of us. Unfortunately, though, not much really being picked up. But here at the studio, it was just enough to kind of wet the bottom of the rain gauge. The official total so far at RST, so Rochester International Airport, is about 0.02 of an inch. So really not much of anything being picked up, at least here in the Rochester area. But hey, we will take any little bit that we can get. It's slowly will add up. But hey, we are enjoying some nice, beautiful sunshine. It's a nice, cool, pleasant, comfortable day. Gorgeous out here. Good day to be outside. That was a live look there from your Lewis Noto Live camera network. You'll notice those showers continuing to push to the southeast. That's what we saw earlier today. A few rumbles of thunder, even a couple flashes of lightning here in Rochester. Some spots south of the Med City, maybe catching just a little bit more rainfall than what we did here in the Med City. So we are looking to see some quieter skies as we head towards the evening hours. Temperatures outside right now sitting into those mid to upper 60s, couple low 70s. Currently 67 in Rochester, 70 there in Austin, and 72 in Mason City. Dew points staying pretty comfortable there into the 40s, pretty low dew points. We like that nice comfortable air. A little bit breezy though. Those winds staying anywhere from around 5 to 15 miles per hour. Heading into the rest of this evening as we check in with your hour-by-hour forecast, looking to see a pretty quiet, comfortable night. Good evening to do some grilling, take a nice long walk, maybe after dinner, before bed. And as we head towards the overnight hours, conditions looking to be maybe a little bit chilly. We'll look to see temps dropping back to the 40s with clear skies, but we are expecting to see those 70s back in the region later on this week. And potentially another chance for some rainfall is on the way. We'll talk about all those forecast details in your First Alert weather coming up in just a few minutes. Caitlin?
Thanks, Sarah. Law enforcement responds to a shots fired call in Mason City this afternoon. Mason City police responded to the area of East State Street and Ohio Avenue around 1 p.m. Police identified a home in the 10 block of North Ohio Avenue as where the shooting happened, but were not able to reach anyone inside. The North Central Iowa Narcotics Task Force Special Operations Group carried out a search warrant and found no one inside was hurt. During this, school officials staffed street barricades to protect students from wandering into harm's way. One person was arrested for interference with official acts. The incident remains under investigation. One person is dead after a crash at the Meadow Valley motocross track in Millville. According to the Wabasha County Sheriff's Office, it happened just after 1 p.m. Saturday. 23-year-old Austin Christensen of Le Center, Minnesota, crashed his dirt bike and died at the scene. Lake City Fire, Lake City Ambulance, and Mayo One assisted on the call. In other news, smoking cannabis in public places in Dodge County is soon to be banned. The Board of Commissioners hosted a public hearing this morning about an ordinance that would ban smoking cannabis products in public places. Several residents expressed how they would prefer these products not be smoked in areas where underage youth, especially children, are present. Dodge County Sheriff Scott Rose says many businesses in the county are not interested in having cannabis products.
We believe as a county that we need to do some more studies. We're looking for some model policies from the state, and the state doesn't really have those yet. You know, it's kind of the cart before the horse with the cannabis program.
The ordinance was approved this morning by the Dodge County Board of Commissioners. The Dodge County Sheriff's Office also made a budget presentation in the county board meeting. The sheriff requested support for a new emergency response trailer. This trailer helps bring necessary equipment and space for emergency response teams in their field work. At the moment, Dodge County Sheriff's deputies have been using a trailer from Mower County, and they addressed the county board on how they needed one for their department. The sheriff also requested support for wage adjustments reflective of current standards.
Initially, when the contract was signed, we were pretty competitive. We were in that average range for starting and top pay. And now with the agencies around us who have gotten increases and who've adjusted to where we are at right now with the economy and with law enforcement statewide, we're way behind.
Sheriff Rose says the Dodge County Board has always been supportive of the sheriff's office. The Wenatchee County Sheriff's Office K-9 program recently got a boost from the community. The office received a $650 donation for the program from a recent kayak raffle that happened last month at Bluffton Resort and Bar. The Wenatchee County Sheriff's Office has 2 K-9 service dogs named McCoy and Drago. The office says the program is made possible by the support of the community. There's an upcoming meeting about an important Highway 57 reconstruction project in Manorville. The public is invited to attend a meeting on September 27th to learn more about the upcoming reconstruction project of Highway 57 in Manorville. According to the Minnesota Department of Transportation, the meeting will be from 6 to 7 p.m. at the Dodge County Government Services Building at 721 North Main Street in Manorville. Please use the south side entrance of the building. Those attending will learn more about the 2024 construction project and provide feedback on potential concerns that the project team should know about during project planning. MnDOT plans to remove the entire road and replace it with new materials. The city of Manorville will also replace sanitary sewer, water mains, and storm sewer utilities. KTTC is celebrating our 70th anniversary this year. We want you to be part of that celebration. Right now at KTTC.com, you can find our 70th logo as a coloring page. We want you to get creative, share your version of our logo. You can print off the blank coloring page, design it however you like, then scan the QR code with your smartphone and send it over to us. We're featuring some of your amazing artwork on air and in promos as we celebrate these 70 years in Southeast Minnesota and Northeast Iowa. Here are some of your creations that you've already sent in to us. Over the past few years, it seems the partisan divide has only grown stronger. But how do you quantify something like that? Today, a Twin Cities-based nonpartisan nonprofit tried to do just that. KTTC's Quinn Gorham spoke with the leader of the group about a new study that aims to analyze partisanship in St. Paul.
That politics these days is often filled with back and forth blame games where one side accuses the other of refusing to play ball across the aisle. But how many of those pointed fingers actually mean something? That's a question that a group called Majority in the Middle set out to find the answer to earlier this year. Majority in the Middle is a nonprofit with a consistent presence at the state capitol in St. Paul. Shannon Watson, the group's executive director, set out in 2020 to form an organization that reduced political polarization. This year, Majority in the Middle released its first ever bipartisanship study, looking at different elements of the 2023 legislative session to see how one-sided things truly were. Watson says they found the issue to be much more nuanced than they originally thought. Even during a legislative trifecta, the Republican Party received hearings on 11% of bills in the House and 19% in the Senate. Watson says it was a good sign that some bills were heard even in DFL-led committees, but there's a lot more work to be done.
There were a lot of places where I think the minority would wish that they had gotten to participate in a little more substantive way. That being said, that is the situation for the minority, no matter what party they're in. Different years, that same talking point always comes out.
Since this was the first year of the study, there are no numbers to compare previous sessions with. As Watson herself points out, this is just the first year of a 2-year biennium. She thinks of this study as a sort of halfway progress report. Either way, it'll be interesting to see what the DFL has in store for next year and whether the fact that it's an election year has any sort of bearing on the policies that they push forward. Reporting in St. Paul, I'm Quinn Gorham.
The next legislative session begins on February 12th, 2024. Much of the state, as we know, experiencing drought conditions, but overnight major flooding in Duluth. A check on conditions there. And we're going to check on the conditions right here at home in your First Alert forecast as well. Even though rain started to come in today, the state of Minnesota still in a drought. According to the most recent drought monitor, the entire state is experiencing either abnormal dryness or drought conditions. John Lauritsen reports.
I've never been able to walk here, so no, not at all. I haven't gone this far.
Near Coon Rapids Dam Regional Park, Becky Little is seeing a part of the Mississippi River she never thought she'd see. She's been coming here for years. But just like her lawn at home, the river is as dry as she's ever seen it.
I think it's a little sad. I mean, the river, it's the mighty Mississippi. It's not flowing like it should be, I think.
A month ago, this part of the Mississippi River where I'm walking was several feet underwater. And with no significant rainfall in the forecast, there's concern as to just how low it can go.
We've had 3 serious droughts in a row here in Minnesota, and that certainly isn't normal.
DNR state climatologist Luigi Romolo says we are getting close to surpassing the drought of 2021. But back then, we got more rain in August and September, which is why a number of cities are once again turning to lawn watering restrictions.
Don't even water it at all for a while, unless it's a new sod maybe. Don't run the water when you're brushing your teeth or when you're shaving. Take shorter showers.
The DNR has also suspended more than 100 surface water permits over the past 7 weeks due to drought.
Until we have consistent rainfall, there's no end to this drought in sight at the moment. That's a worrying thought because you just don't know how do you prepare for that.
Officials say it's always a good idea to practice water conservation around your home. The DNR also says Minnesota has a limited supply of groundwater. Efforts to conserve water can also keep aquifers full in times of drought. Heavy rain in Duluth caused flash flooding in Duluth overnight, and that's taken a toll in the city's downtown area. 2 to 3 inches fell in just more than an hour, and there's significant erosion in a construction zone where about 1,000 cubic yards of material washed onto Superior Street, making the area impassable. The area, though, is reopened today.
Here's your First Alert weather with meteorologist Sarah Gannon.
Saw some of those images coming out of Duluth late last night and just stunned by it.
I know. I'm sad that, damage is being caused, because of that rainfall, but I'm also jealous. We need that rain.
We need just a portion of it.
Yeah,
yes.
Send us an inch or two, would you?
We can spread it out over more than just an hour.
I know, that would be fantastic. But yeah, unfortunately, we are looking to stay rather dry here as we head to the next couple of days, but we certainly did welcome and enjoy those couple sprinkles that we had earlier today as those couple showers and isolated thunderstorms rumbled through. Temperatures today staying a bit on the cooler side. We're typically into those low to mid 70s this time of year, 60s. We've been enjoying those conditions. Pretty comfortable. Little taste of some early fall weather here. We're right now at 66 there in Winona, 67 here in Rochester, some low 70s around the area as well. 70 degrees right now in Austin, Mason City, Charles City, Osage, all at 72. So it's a beautiful day. We've enjoyed that sunshine here all across the region. Check this out here. Live look there from your Lewis Donato live camera network. So you'll notice those couple showers that we did see rumble through earlier this afternoon now just on our southern edge there. So we are seeing some clearer skies, much quieter conditions here at this hour, but you'll notice that line there of showers and thunderstorms moving throughout parts of central Wisconsin just to our southern edge down just south of the Waterloo area. So all of that activity firing off along this cold front and really ahead of this cold front. So that's kind of been that main driver there. But you'll notice high pressure gradually will be taking control of the upper Midwest here as we head to the next couple of days, keeping us in a bit of a quieter pattern through the midweek. So tonight we're looking to see some clear skies out there. It will be a little chilly. Temperatures expected to drop to the 40s overnight. And unfortunately, when it comes to rain chances, we're staying pretty limited here this week. But we do have a chance come Friday. But as we move into Thursday, and especially for the late week and into the weekend, tracking 70s to make a return for the area. So that will be pretty seasonal here as we move towards the tail end of the work week. So you'll notice for tomorrow, still a little bit below average with those 60s for expected high temperatures, but a quick little warm up there for Thursday into those mid 70s. But we will be trailing a little bit cooler, relatively seasonal by a couple degrees there into those low 70s as we head throughout the weekend. So pretty beautiful next couple of days in store, minus the lack of rainfall that our area will be seeing. So as we time things out here, the rest of tonight, skies will be quiet there. Clear skies that will really allow those temperatures to drop. Now, future track hinting maybe at some upper 30s. I think that might be just a little too cold, but we are expected to see some low 40s on the way. So maybe an isolated low 30 or upper 30. Not out of the question, but daytime hours tomorrow, beautiful. We'll be seeing plenty of sunshine, high temperatures tomorrow, getting towards those mid and upper 60s. Then as we fast forward into Thursday morning, another cool start. 40 is expected again for those morning temperatures, but we will be warming back into those 70s. Notice more of a southerly wind coming out of the south, ushering in a little bit warmer air, allowing temperatures to rise towards those mid 70s for the area. But when it comes to rain chances, we stay very, very limited for the upcoming week. Best opportunity come Friday, late afternoon into the evening hours with a chance for some isolated showers and thunderstorms. I wish I had better news. I wish I could say we had more rain chances. Unfortunately, this is what we're being dealt with at this point in time. So continuing to hope for more rainfall in the future. But tonight, a little bit cooler out there. We'll see some chilly temperatures back to those low 40s overnight with clear skies. Winds will stay light, about 5 to 10 miles per hour out of the north. Heading into tomorrow, pretty beautiful day. Partly sunny skies are expected. We'll be seeing those temperatures a little bit below normal there into those mid to upper 60s. Winds will continue to stay light out of the east around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's a look at that 7-day forecast. Pretty beautiful couple of days. Partly sunny there for Wednesday. Mid 70s on the way for Thursday with sunshine. Then we bring in those isolated rain chances there Friday late in the afternoon and evening hours. Pretty beautiful weekend is in store. Tom?
That looks pretty good. Thank you, Sarah. It's almost time for the night country music fans will not want to end. The Luke Bryan concert in Iota is a week from this Saturday, but officials are trying to get a jump start on any traffic issues right now. Some of the details you should know if you're planning on going to the show or live out that way. That's coming up tonight at 6. We'll be right back.
Nightly news coming to you tonight from Iran, where I'm sitting down with this country's president at a critical time in U.S.-Iranian relations. In the works, a potential prisoner swap between the two countries that's generating as much hope as it is controversy. All that coming up tonight on Nightly News.
Nearly 50,000 people died by suicide in the U.S. last year, according to estimates from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. That number has steadily risen the past 2 years, and many Americans continue to face a mental health crisis. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither has more with a widow who is hoping her story will help change the narrative around suicide.
He was a complete and utter goofball. He drove us bonkers a lot of the times. We'd give anything to have that back.
He was a father, a husband, and a CEO at MARTA, Atlanta's mass transit operator.
You know, he had a really busy job, but he always was there for the girls.
Beneath Jeff Parker's exterior, there was silent suffering.
That shame and stigma is what gets in the way and prevents people from accessing help when they're struggling. And clearly that, I would imagine, was going on for my husband, since it was not something that we were aware of, that he struggled with.
On January 14th, 2022, Parker died by suicide.
And I think the thing I heard the most is, you all seem so perfect. You didn't seem like the kind of family that this would happen to. And I think that that really speaks to what we as a society think and in our mind about what a person who is struggling looks like.
His wife of nearly 32 years is an advanced practice registered nurse at Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. For the past decade, suicide prevention has been her focus. She says suicide stigma needs to be erased, and talking about it can save lives.
But if we begin to sort of change the narrative around feelings and emotions and see them all as normal and okay and expected, we can begin to get ahead of things like suicide, depression, and anxiety, because we're creating space and opportunity to have these conversations when difficult things come up. I would say that suicide does not have to be the answer. There is hope, there is help, and that you are loved.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
If you're uncertain or concerned that you or someone you love is at risk of suicide or have thoughts of suicide, self-harm, or any other mental health crisis, you can get help 24 hours a day, 7 days a week by calling or texting the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 988. Again, that number 988 is on your screen. Do you have a question about COVID? Don't go looking for an answer on Threads. The new social media app from Facebook's parent company Meta has blocked all searches for words like COVID, coronavirus, and vaccine. The company says the search functionality temporarily doesn't provide results for keywords that may show potentially sensitive content. Facebook took some heat during the pandemic for helping users spread misinformation on the disease. Threads only activated the keyword search function about a week ago. A Food and Drug Administration committee has confirmed what you already know. Fake Sudafed doesn't work at all. Back in 2006, cold medications containing pseudoephedrine were moved behind pharmacy counters because the drug could be processed into methamphetamine. But it is also an effective and long-used decongestant. Forced to find a substitute, drug companies started marketing medications containing phenylephrine instead. Now, 17 years later, an independent advisory committee told the FDA that drug is ineffective as a decongestant. The vote among the committee's 16 members was unanimous. It means drug companies sell about $1.8 billion worth of cold remedies each year that are known to be ineffective. The committee advised the FDA drugs that don't work should not be sold. The agency said it will study the recommendation. We'll be right back.
At Truckin' America, we sell and install Boss snowplows.
Well, McDonald's says it's phasing out what has become a signature part of the fast food experience, self-serve soda stations. What?
Interesting. So they said 2032. Is that what that said? 2032. This means you no longer will be handed an empty cup by an employee to fill it up at the soda fountain on your own. The Chicago-based fast food chain says the change is intended to create a consistent experience for both McDonald's workers and their customers at all ordering points. So whether you order your double cheeseburger meal via McDelivery, the app, kiosk, drive-thru, or in a restaurant, you will get your food the same exact way. The removal of self-serve beverage stations is the latest among several changes McDonald's has seen in the past year.
I don't know how I feel about this. I don't like it. I've made my decision. I don't like it.
It feels, oh yeah, everyone's being served the same, but it's like, are you just upset that people are refilling their cups?
Well, see, I don't like a lot of ice. I like, but not a little bit of ice. I like kind of a good medium. So I want the right ice to Diet Coke ratio.
And now you have to be the lady at the counter that says that to the employee.
And some places have Diet Coke and Coke Zero. There is a total difference.
Massive difference.
Exactly.
I'll die on that hill.
I want my Diet Coke.
Yeah. Same.